Welcome to Bronx Community Board 7's General Board Meetings. Today's date is April 23rd, 2024. My name is Carla Cabrera Carrera. I am the district manager. I would like to first thank Scott Towers for hosting our meeting tonight. Oh wait, hold on, the microphone is coming.
How you been? Hey, Georgie. Hey, you're never absent.
Intermission. Right. I will begin by reading our guidelines and code of conduct for the meeting. Bronx Community Board 7 has the right to remove and or ask a member of the public to leave a meeting or ban participation of anyone who engages in inappropriate conduct, including but not limited to obscene or offensive posters or language, personal attacks, threats, or any other behavior that reasonably impedes the orderly administration of the meeting. The board's executive committee and or other assigned committees will review repeated offenses and or behavior and ban the offender for an amount of time determined by the committees. If in-person outbursts or attacks continue, this will be considered disturbing the peace and the authorities shall be summoned.
You hear that?
The public hearing starts now. I would like to remind everyone to please speak for no more than 1 minute. I would first like to call on our state senator, Gustavo Rivera.
And I don't need a mic. I'm good. Good evening, everybody. Again, Gustavo Rivera, State Senator of the 33rd District in the Bronx, and which now includes Scott Towers. And it did very briefly in my when I first elected way back in 2010, and now it does again. And I'm happy to be back because it's been a while since I've been here, so I'm glad to be here. Just to have a couple of updates. I'll be here for most of the meeting. You should know that when I am not here, you have somebody who's far nicer than me anyway. That's Sari Mendoza, who's the lady in the back right there. My Director of Community Affairs, and she's based at my office at 2432 Grand Concourse in the 5th floor of the Poe building. Just a couple of updates. We just a couple of days ago finished a budget after just 19 days late. We passed it on the 20th. It's due on the 1st of April. We didn't pass it until the 20th. A lot of it was, there were a lot of things that were still up in the air that needed to be negotiated over days and weeks, mostly having to do with housing. There's some victories that we managed to gain there related to protecting tenants in non-rent stabilized apartments, as well as developing some... It's a punk show.
She's just staying right in front of the The dogs are going crazy in the building. Oh!
No, what happened was you left the value was
All right.
what you was doing.
Anyway.
Apologies, everyone.
Yeah, that was rock and roll, bro.
Right. Thank you very much.
That was rock and roll. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say. One thing in particular that I'd want to underline, which is something that has certainly been important all over the city, but a lot of folks in this community board, and actually most of the community boards in my district have brought to me, are related to the opening of a whole bunch of illegal cannabis shops. So there were some things that we did in the budget to actually strengthen the ability of localities to be able to lock them down immediately. So we made it so that it is easier for localities, including the city of New York, to not have to wait to lock them up, but to actually, meaning not lock up the person. Let me be clear about this. The reason I was supportive of legalizing cannabis because I believe that marijuana being an illegal substance for so long over-criminalized certain communities. So I don't want people to get arrested for selling it, but if you're not legally selling it, then I want you to not be able to do so, meaning I want to charge you a whole bunch of money per day like $10,000, $15,000 a day for actually having a place open that's not supposed to be open. And if we need, and if we find a place that is a small business that is not supposed to be open because it is not a legal cannabis dispensary, then we should be able to lock it up immediately. And so we created some, we strengthened the ability of localities to be able to do that, and we'll be working along with the state agencies and with the city agencies to make sure that we can identify these places. So if you see them, and I know that some of you folks have been in communication with some of my staff members, when you see these places, let us know, and we're going to work. We already have we built a list of stuff in my district that is not supposed to be there, and we're working along with the state agencies and city agencies to make sure that they can get shut down. Now we're going to have the ability to do a little bit quicker, I think. So please continue to let us know about where these places are so that we can make sure that they are no longer there. And then just as far as the stuff that we usually do in my office, we continue to do that. You should know, again, my office is 2432 Grand Concourse, 187th in the Concourse in the Poe building in the 5th floor. We are always open. Anybody can come and talk to us and talk to team members like Sadi or other folks that are there. We have sign up. You should sign up for my newsletter that you call us and give us we have a little, we're in the future. We have a little QR code thingamajig over there that we're going to leave so that you just use your phone and you can actually sign up for the newsletter, which will give you information about all the events that are happening as far as all the services that are available in my office. You should know that we are partnered up with IDNYC and Councilmember Sanchez to bring the IDNYC Command Center back. Last time we got 140 folks there, IDNYCs. So if you need that, or if you know somebody who needs it, we're going to be doing that on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of... We already did that, didn't we? Huh? Yes, we did that. We did that. I was in budget madness, so I was like, y'all should update that. Anyway, but we're consistently working with them. So you might. We also work along with NIMIC Immigration, and we do immigration. We get them to connect people to legal assistance for immigration, as well as housing legal issues. We have a thing that we're trying out for the first time this Friday. We're doing a virtual chat, like virtual office hours, which means that you can actually sign up for like a 15-minute slot, and it will be like a Zoom thing where I will be sitting in my house and you'll be able to Zoom in. So you should contact our office because this is the first time that we're doing it, but we're probably going to try to do it much more in the next coming months. And a couple of more things on Thursday, May 9th. And yes, that date has not happened yet. Yes. I have to check. On May 9th, we'll be hosting a free electronic waste and paper shredding event in collaboration with the 52nd Precinct. So be in contact with us from 12 to 5 at the 52nd Precinct. But be in touch with us so that you can get more details. And last but not least, you can always stop by my office for the naloxone, nasal spray, and testing in collaboration with Bronx Mobile and Boom Health, a couple of organizations that we work with right here in the Bronx. So with that, I will just say again, thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to continuing to serve you for a while. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gustavo Rivera. Next, we have State Senator Robert Jackson.
I was getting ready to say good afternoon, but it's good evening, everyone. So, State Senator Robert Jackson. I'm with Cara Figueroa. She's one of our community affairs officers. And right now, we only work out of our primary office, which is 5030 Broadway at 213th and 214th Street on Broadway. But we're negotiating with the state of New York to have a smaller office at Bronx Community College. Hopefully that will take place sooner rather than later, because it's an office that we're seeking. Myself, as an elected public official, I cannot deal with it at all from a staff point of view and the staff of Albany, but I cannot be involved in a negotiation. So what's big and new? Well, we passed a $237 million budget, and that was a good thing. And let me just say this to you. Gustavo Rivera is an excellent chair of the Health Committee. Let me just say that to all of you. He's so knowledgeable, he's like a computer, compared to me. Like, he just knows everything about it and he can explain it to everyone. But I chair the Civil Service and Pensions Committee. And so the big thing that happened over the past 2 years is, one, if you know about state pensions, tiers 1 through 6 are the pension tiers, and tier 6 is the worst. I got a sign that says tier 6, no kids here, right? Sucks. I mean, it's not good at all. And I say this to you, that the most important thing that we did is we moved from a 10-year vesting in a pension to 5 years. And so that's a good thing. That means that before, if you had 9 years and you left to go work somewhere else, you got a big fat 0. But now, after 5 years, you're vested. But also, the unions were asking for instead of a 5-year look back in order to determine your pension, the top 3 years would do that. And that was one this year, along with some other stuff. But the most important thing there, I have a summary of some of the stuff there. The most important stuff is on the table with my little picture on top. So if you want to read some of the stuff there, it's over there. Bottom line is that we go back May 6th in order to really finalize a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of money in the budget. We're trying to get it to come to communities in our districts in order to help the people of our district. So with that, I'm here to, unfortunately, I have to go to another meeting, but Kara Dad is going to be here in order to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next we have Todd Baker. Next we have Daniel Flores.
Hello, everyone. Must admit, it's a little bit interesting going after a beautiful rock show and 2 state senators, but I'm here right now. So I'm here with Small Business Services, and just here to give you guys some information over some of the services that we have to offer. So over here we have our business solution centers. So we do everything from business courses to incentives to navigating government to MWBEs, which are really important because over 50% of businesses that the city does contracts with have to be MWBs. So if you're here looking to get your business an extra push that it needs, we even connecting to things, for an example, like free legal assistance for navigating lease contracts. And over here, we have information for folks looking to apply for jobs. So we know the job market is difficult, but we can make it less difficult. So we can help connect you to resume building, job skills, training prep. All you have to do is come, ask. We'll be more than glad to connect you to these services. And if anyone wants to speak with me or have any questions or any queries, I'd be more than glad to. There you go. I'd be more than glad to give you my information. So you can feel free to reach out to me. My cell phone number, my work cell, is 917-510-3070. And my email is dflores@sbs.nyc.gov. I left some of these back there. I'll be here for a little while, so feel free to come up, say hi. Not only am I here today on behalf of SBS, but I'm also your neighbor from across the reservoir. Thank you so much. I'm the chair, and I'm looking forward to being here today for a while.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next we have AJ Ramos.
Hello, everybody. As someone who has literally submitted tons of formal complaints about members in the board to the board and VP to never see them be brought up in ethics meetings or follow-ups, including being threatened by an executive member to meet him outside after the meeting, but when I did was called a coward for not swinging on him as he hobbled away on his cane. I just wanted to formally go on the record saying this board is a fucking joke and complete scam. I don't understand why they refuse to get their act together and why they continue to waste my tax dollars and city resources in their own personal interest and not the public's. Mr. Serio, like so many other residents, why do we even bother coming and wasting our time? In closing, I just wanted to go on record as saying CUCA Board or Corruption Board 7 can, for lack of better terms and well within my rights to free speech, expression in a non-violent, peaceful yet educational, artistic, scientific, literary, and political way and policy can suck my dick and eat my hairy ass. Happy Pride, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Suck it up.
That's done. You do not have that type of behavior.
Not in America. Free speech. Free speech.
Free speech does not mean you're
Free speech. We're allowed to be offensive. Free speech is offensive. not even here.
You got scared.
All right. Next we have Sirio Garino.
All right, folks, real quick, unfinished business. The underpasses that do not have the junkies in it do not get painted over, okay? They paint them regularly for the junkies. Okay, City of No. 7 stores were burnt out on Bedford Park. I'm sorry. Bainbridge Avenue, they were burnt out. 7 stores. The landlord is not going to rebuild them because he wants to build a skyscraper with stores on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the city of yes. That's why the buildings, because it was arsonists that why they burnt down. That's about it, folks. All right, because this 1 minute here drew me out. His thing just upset me.
Your pool.
Where will the pride flag go up? June is coming, please. Some people need to see their own flag fly. Thank you.
Woo! That's what an ally looks like.
Next we have Eric Urquiza.
Good evening. My name is Eric Urquiza. I'm a community coordinator for West Bronx Housing. I'm here tonight to highlight one of the #1 complaints that I see this winter and last winter complaints about lack of heat and hot water. Did you know that despite Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn having more people than the Bronx, we had more heat and hot water complaints than any of them? Bronx Community Board 7 itself had 19,692 heat and hot water complaints since January 1st, 2023, the highest in the Bronx, and the second highest of all community boards in the city. Our organizations have done Know Your Rights meeting, had tenants call 301 to have HPD enforce this violation, have filed rent reductions, written demand letters, and even helped file HP actions. Yet, despite all of this, enforcement has not worked this or last winter. One building in particular we are working with is 2961 Marion Avenue. These tenants have gone through the whole winter without heat. We asked for the city to come up with an enforcement that works for hundreds and even thousands of constituents in Community Board 7 and the whole Bronx. We want families to have a nice warm home. This includes seniors, babies, children that are getting sick because of lack of heat. There is a solution. The city has heat sensor programs. We think this program should be expanded through the Bronx, especially with CB7, and have this heat problem enforced. We have 5.5 months before the heat season starts again. Our elected officials should come with a plan or solution to our Bronx, to have a warm home to come to. Our seniors to have a warm home to live in. Our babies to have a home to come to enjoy. And our pets to live in a warm house. We think heat sensors programs is something our elected officials should look at for our Bronx and for CB7 community. We also asked for HPD co-enforcement to do an outreach to our organization to help us help the community. For anyone who's interested, I brought several copies of the total heat and hot water violations per community board through the city since January 1st, 2023. This was taken from Open Data NYC, and we can be reached at 718-798-0929. Thank you.
Toye.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Frances Foy, and I live at 2965 Marion Avenue. Eric just talked about. I've been here 43 years, and it's gotten smaller over the years. And we have a new management over the last 2 years. We can have heat and hot water from 6 to 8. You don't get it for the rest of the day. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter that nose run, hands and feet are cold all the time. I'm a senior citizen. I have a hip replacement. I have to walk up the stairs because the elevator. I want to get involved with this heat program, the heat sensor program. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The 52nd precinct could not be here, but on the last pages of your meeting packet are stats from the 52nd precinct, and they are also hosting their precinct community council meeting on April 25th and an autism walk on May 29th. And that concludes our public hearing. Madam Chair, the meeting is all yours.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me. We're going to move our agenda along. I'm going to start this with the district manager's updates.
Thank you. I first would like to give an official welcome to our new district coordinator, Cristiana Robles. For the second year in a row, Bronx Community Board 7 is participating in the Civic Engagement Commission's participatory budgeting initiative called The People's Money. There are 4 phases to this initiative. Phase 1 was an idea generation session that we hosted back in November 2023. Phase 2 is an idea development where a cohort of Bronxites are handpicked to be part of like what ideas are going to become projects that eventually the community is going to vote on. We will be participating in phase 3, which is to promote voting on those projects that the committee thought of. If you have any ideas, if you know of any tenant association meetings, any other community meetings, any community events that the community board can participate in and engage the community in the conversation that are around participatory budgeting and getting those votes. Our goal this year is to collect 400 votes from the community. In exchange of that, people will be getting a gift card. The amount of that gift card, we're still thinking about what that value will be. But if you have any ideas, feel free to email me. Bronx Community Board 7 is recommending the following youth to receive the New York Yankees Youth Leadership Award: Kyla Burrows, Raimeli Gonzalez, Michaela Cruz, Ariana Soto, and Brianna Ramos. We are hosting the following events. We are hosting an naloxone training in collaboration with the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene on Tuesday, April 30th. We're hosting a flagging event at Bronx Victory Memorial on Saturday, May 4th. We are participating in the Bronx Week Parade on Sunday, May 19th. It's back at Moshulo Parkway. Please be there. And we are hosting a flagging event at the Woodlawn Cemetery on Monday, May 20th. Our hours of operation are we're open. The office is open for in-person services Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and we are available virtually on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Starting on June 21st, the office will be open all 5 days of the week from 9 to 5. And that's it for my office.
Thank you, Carla. I want to,
on the engagement, on the civil engagement, that also includes schools?
That includes, yes.
Indoor or outdoor?
Yes, indoor and outdoor.
Oh, gotcha.
moving along to the chairperson's remarks for myself. I attended a few CSE trainings online which dealt with housing with the CSE Commission, with the Civic Engagement Commission. I truly want everyone to be able to do these trainings. It gives you a lot of insight as to what goes on in certain agencies that we really don't know about and that we really have questions, because the language can be very difficult for us to understand. So these trainings by the Civic Engagement Commission gives you a good overview. So I recommend that everyone takes them. They're online, they're on Zoom. They're usually about an hour or two, but they're really good. They give you that understanding. So I do recommend that you do them. If you get the emails, if you don't get the email Carla, let us know, and we'll add you to the list, or email them directly, and you will get that link. They do a lot of trainings periodically, so I do recommend that everybody does that. We did have a update on with the governor's office as to extending the open meetings law. It looks like that is going to be extended until 2026, from what I was told. However, A final decision as to hybrid options is still up in the air, and we have been recommended to use our voices to our elected officials to help us push that forward. And we're talking about on the local levels, our council members, our assemblymen, and our senators to push that forward if we're back to a hybrid option. And the hybrid option is, what we're trying to do, what we would like to do, is we've seen the drop in membership in meetings. So we would like to try to go back to a Zoom version to have more participations, because we see the drop in numbers. So as a committee, as a board, we don't want to lose participation. We want more of it. So therefore, I'm trying to work with the governor's office to see how we can get this going and have more participation for all of us. And it helps our community, it helps us push things forward. And I know coming to meetings in person can be daunting and can be tiring from wherever we are. So we're working a lot on trying to get that going. The next thing I want to say, and I want to go on the record, that CB7 is the best board the Bronx has. We may not be perfect, but we are one of the best, and other boards follow our model. So I am proud to say that I am a member and a board member and the chair of Bronx Community Board 7. Amen. Moving along, we're going to take the attendance. We don't have our secretary, so I will put on my secretary hat again and take the attendance. Leudis Acosta. Present. Tasha Andrews. Betty Arce. Present. Jahaira Arias present. Michelle Avila. Toby Buford. Present. Manjor Shahuri. Yes. Present. Thank you. Kimali Corley. Present. Sandra Erickson. Alfred Grant. Thank you. Lowell Green. Lowell Green is present. Thank you. Leslie Harrison. Present. Helene Harmon Kanowski is absent. Jean Hill. Jean Hill is present. Thank you. Andrew Leosa. Present. Thank you. Rosalie Leslie. Jesus Lopez Jensen. Present. Cassie Noor. Meridian Para Feliz. Meridian Para Feliz present. Thank you. Taina Peña. Edgar Ramos. Edgar Ramos present. Thank you. Robin Roland. Present. Thank you. Chad Royer. Chad Royer present. Mamadou Sawane. Present. Samantha Suvatis. Father Stronser. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed. Adeline Walker Santiago. Jake Wilson. Jake Wilson is here. Bernard Wright. Okay. And we do have a quorum. Move forward with board business. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to move on to a review of the previous month's minutes. It's in your packet. Take a look. Let us know if there's any changes, any corrections, any misspellings, things like that, so that we can correct the minutes presented.
Letter K, it's not easy pass like easy, it's easy pass. Easy, okay. What item? K. Okay. It's not easy.
Page 12, part D, where it says 4/30/29. That's not a misprint. On the housing, 24/30/2029. That's not on this one, is it? Right here.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll move to it.
Okay, any corrections, spelling? Okay, we have one on page 14, which was Leory's last name, needs to be corrected to say Acosta. Okay. Isabel, page 7, it should say easy pass, easy, not the word easy. So we'll make that correction. Any others? Do I have a motion?
I'll move to accept with the corrections.
Thank you, Chad. 2 seconds. Thank you. Okay, and we're gonna take a vote. Leoris Acosta,
Approves.
Tasha Andrews, and Betty Arce.
Approved with corrections.
And the High Arias approves with corrections. Michelle Avila is absent. Toby Buford. Manjur Shahuri.
Approved.
Kimali Corley. Alfred Grant.
Approved.
Lowell Green.
Approved.
Leslie Harrison. Jean Hill.
Approved with corrections.
Andrew Leosa. Thank you. Rosalie Leslie. Jesus Lopez Jensen.
Approves.
Thank you. Kasi Noor. Miriam Parafeliz. Taina Peña. Edgar Ramos.
Approves with corrections.
Robin Roland.
Approved with corrections.
Thank you. Chad Royer.
Chad Roy approves with the corrections.
Thank you. Mamadou Sawane.
Approves with the corrections.
Thank you. Samantha Subatis. Barbara Strong is absent. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed. Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago. Thank you. Jake Wilson.
Jake Wilson.
Thank you. And Bernard Wright. Motion passes with 1 abstention. Okay, moving along. Okay, so we have on our agenda 2 motions. One is coming from the Traffic and Transportation Department, and that motion is on page number 23 of your packet. And that motion is Bronx Community Board 7 to provide a letter of support for loading zone designation at Scott Towers, where we are, located at 3400 Pole Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10468. Again, that is on page number 23. You want me to read it?
The motion is letter of support for a loading zone at Scott Tower located at 3400 Paul Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10468. The committee presenting it is Traffic and Transportation. Motion should be addressed to Department of Transportation, City Council members, and State Assembly members. Recommended action, Bronx Community Board 7 provides a letter of support for a loading zone at Scott Tower located at 3400 Paul Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10468. The background is Scott Towers residents presented the request to the committee. The residents collected over 100 signatures in support of the request, and the Office of Assemblyman John Sicaro sent the office a letter of support for it. The rationale for the recommendation: a loading zone in front of Scott Towers will improve the quality of life of residents and their safety. Children will safely board school buses
residents will safely board car services and emergency vehicles when they respond to calls at the location. Prior action was voted and accepted in committee, in both the Traffic and Transportation Committee as well as at the Executive Committee. Committee vote was unanimous on both with a letter of support.
Thank you, Edgar. Do we have a second?
Second, Nemo.
Thank you.
Any discussion?
Okay, discussion? Anyone has any questions? I think it's self-explanatory. Any questions, comments? Okay, we're good to take a vote?
Yes.
Okay. Leoris Acosta?
Approves.
Thank you. Betty Arce? Approved. Thank you. Jahaira Arias approves. Toby Buford? Munjur Shahuri?
Approve.
Kamali Corley?
Approved.
Thank you. Alfred Grant?
Approve.
Lowell Green?
Approved.
Leslie Harrison? Jean Hill?
Approved.
Andrew Leosa?
Approved.
Rosalie Leslie Flexen? Jesus Lopez Jensen?
Approved.
Kazi Noor? Mariam Parafeliz?
Mariam Parra approves.
Thank you. Taina Peña? Edgar Ramos?
Edgar Ramos approves.
Robin Roland?
Robin Roland approves.
Chad Royer?
Chad Royer approves.
Thank you. Mamadou Sawane?
Approves.
Thank you. Samantha Subatas? Absent. Barbara Strauss is absent. Gwendolyn Thomas Steed?
Approved.
Thank you. Adeline Walker Santiago? Jake Wilson?
Jake Wilson approves.
And Bernard Wright. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay. Next, we have on page 24, right behind that motion, we have a motion from the Executive Committee. And I will read out this motion since Barbara's not here. This is for Tibbetts Brooks daylighting, and it's not daylighting as you guys think. This is the motion is to be addressed to the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, New York City Department of City Planning, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, and elected officials. The recommended action in motion is to send a letter to the New York City Department of City Planning in support of the New York City Department of Environmental Protection's easement acquisition of Metro North Row Block 3238, lots 50, 52, 126, and block 3245 with lot number 12. The rationale for the recommendation: an easement is needed for the Metro North Railroad segment to add a pipe, a closed conduit under the Metro North rail line to divert fresh water into the Harlem River, thus improving the quality of the river's water. This diversion will ensure that the amount of combined sewer overflow, what they label as CSO, is significantly reduced. The community board review ends on April 29, 2024. Public hearing was held on April 18, 2024. Future action was for a full vote, and the executive committee voted yes to this motion. There is a link on this motion if you are not familiar with what it is. So what ends up happening is, you know how the Major Deegan overflows with water when it rains in certain sections? So this project is coming from the north down. So they're taking pieces coming from Yonkers all the way down, all the way through CB7 on the west side of the Hudson. And what this project is gonna do is divert the water from not coming onto the roads. And this conduit is gonna help move the flow of it. So it's just more of an easement that they need in order to continue that work. It's coming down the pipeline from Yonkers. It's gonna go through Van Cortlandt Park, if I'm not mistaken, and to avoid that water sewage from coming into basically the community itself. So it's just more of a preventative measure that they're working on, so that that water flows more evenly and try to clean up the Harlem River. I hope I did a good. Okay. So do I have a second on the motion?
I'll second.
Thank you. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Chad. Any discussion?
No.
Any? Oh, DEP's here. Oh, so they're here. They can explain more. Did I do a good job, or do I need to do more?
That was pretty good. I'm happy to talk about it more or answer questions.
If anybody has questions, they're here to
I
answer.
got questions for you.
Will there be any blocking of traffic on the major beacon with this work? It's all off-site.
It's all off the Deegan. There may be some like overnight temporary work that would be coordinated with the state DOT, but all the work goes down the old CSX Putnam right-of-way adjacent to the Deegan, and they'll continue through the Metro North property, so it won't affect long-term traffic at all.
Any other questions? Okay, if there's no other questions, discussion, we'll go to a vote. Okay, you have a question.
So I'm a little confused. Is this the daylighting of Tibbetts Brook you're talking about?
Yes, yes.
Okay. It's not a sewer pipe, it's the reservoir of Tibbetts Brook.
Yeah.
That's going to...
It's both. So it's going to daylight what's now called Hester and Heroes Mill Pond, used to be Van Cortlandt Lake, in Van Cortlandt Park. And it will divert or daylight into a stream that will continue down to about 230th Street, parallel to the Deegan. At that point, to get to the Harlem River under the Metro North Yard, it will go into a conduit underground. That conduit, the city doesn't own the property, so by the charter, we need to go through yours to get an easement through there, and that's really the action here. So this part's a pipe, but the terminus of a daylighting project.
What do you mean by conduit?
Conduit?
Yeah.
It'll be a box-shaped pipe underground, about 2.5 feet tall, 6 feet wide, just below the surface, parallel to the layup traps.
Okay. Any further questions?
I just need to hear clarity of what we're talking about. Are we talking about the diversion of clear water or sewage water?
It'll be lake water, so it's not drinking water, but it's mostly groundwater, natural stream water getting to what is, I still call it Van Cortlandt Lake. And it will, right now, that lake tips into the sewers, so it increases the amount of combined sewer overflow during wet weather events. And during dry weather, it gets to the treatment plant where we have to pump it and treat it with chemicals. So this will take lake and stream water out and continue it to Harlem River, where it'll be daylighting.
I just want to hear it clearer, because I'm talking about this coming through the park, Van Cortlandt Park. And because the way I see it is that Van Cortlandt Park and lake water, if it's moving, lake water is normally self-purifying by hitting on rocks and traveling. But I'm hearing the term sewage in the park. I need to hear clarity on that.
Just to clarify, what he's saying is, right, what they're gonna do is they're gonna daylight it in Van Cortlandt Park, right? So right now, it's in a conduit and it runs under everything, right? So by daylighting, what they're doing is they're bringing the water above ground, right? So the process that you're talking about will continue naturally. However, during rainstorms and times when the water is high, it gives it somewhere to go. So as the water's coming down through Van Cortlandt Park, rather than going into the sewer, it'll go along a path that they're creating that's gonna go along the major Deegan all the way down to the MTA yard. At the MTA yard, it's gonna go over to the Harlem River, right? Prior to that, it used to go into the sewage, into the sewer pipes, and that would fill the sewer pipes faster during rain events. So rather than having all that extra water, the water now is going to go directly into the Harlem River, eliminating the need for so much water going to Randall Island.
The overflowing of water.
Right.
It's the same water that's already in the park and the lake. but instead of it going into the sewer all the time under all conditions, it'll be daylighted so that when there's no wet weather, it'll go to the Harlem River and keep more space in the sewers for the combined sewage.
That answers your question, Alfred?
I hear him.
You okay?
Like I said, I hear him.
Any other questions?
Do we have a final cost and how much that's gonna cost the taxpayers?
There's no comments from the public.
Siri, you got to
at
ask a
this-
question.
There's
Oh, just
no-
not me,
there's
okay,
no
okay.
questions
So it's on the
from
record.
the,
But Siri did get to ask a question though, who's a member of the public as well. Thank you.
Oh,
Funny how that works.
okay, ask your question.
How much is this gonna cost the taxpayers? And since Marshalloo is known for flooding as well, and there's a lot of articles about Marshalloo also having a lost river, would it be easier just to put it in Marshalloo instead of spending all the money to acquire that property if there is a taxpayer value, dollar spent?
So for the easement that
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be doing, it's going to be, there'll be a cost, but we're actually going to do it in the form of improvements to MTA's property. They have some ideas about what they can do with their yard, so we'll incorporate that into our project. So it won't be like a monetary payment.
Yeah.
It'll be sort of an equivalent amount of improvements to the site for what they think the easement.
So MTA is gonna pay for it. So will that be passed on to the riders or shareholders? How is that still taxpayer money if it's from the MTA?
So the DEP will be incorporating that work at the MTA site into our project, which is a combination of water rates and parks. Department of Parks and Recreation is also a partner on the project, so there's some cost sharing with it. I don't have the total amount in mind, but.
So residents don't have to be worried about property taxes or anything going up for this?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, moving along, we have, we'll take for a vote. Okay. Leorisa Costa?
Approves.
Betty Arce? Approved. Shahira Iris approves. Toby Buford? Wendra Shahuri?
Approved.
Kamali Corley? Alfred Grant?
I think I abstained this one.
Lowell Green?
Lowell Green approves.
Thank you. Leslie Harrison? Jean Hill?
Jean Hill approved.
Andrew Leosa?
Approved.
Jesus Lopez Jensen?
Approves.
Thank you. Marien Parafeliz?
Abstain.
Edgar Ramos?
Edgar Ramos approves.
Robin Roland?
Abstain.
Chad Royer?
Chad Royer approves.
Mamadou Sawane?
Approves.
Gwen Thomas Steed?
Approved.
Adelaide Walker Santiago? Jake Wilson? Bernard Reyes not here. Motion passes with 3 abstentions. Okay, moving along. Okay. Now we're gonna call on the board, the committee chairs for updates. We're gonna start with traffic and transportation. Edgar?
Good evening, everyone. We'll be having our meeting May 2nd, first Thursday of May. We'll be having a presentation from MTA, I believe. And we just ask that you come and hear it out. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. Environment and sanitation, Betty?
The next meeting will be on May 7th. Agenda to be determined.
Thank you. Parks, Barbara's not here, but the next Parks meeting will take place May 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Williamsbridge Oval Recreational Center. And the minutes of her last committee meeting is in the packet. Okay. Public safety and quality of life, Samantha's not here. Anyone attended? So public safety and education met together, and Lois?
Yeah, we had a great meeting. Feel free to check out the minutes on page 33. But I guess the main highlight is that we were able to choose the scholarship winners for the New York Yankees scholarship. And we'll meet again on the 14th.
Are we meeting together again? Or
No.
just individually?
Individually. But that was a great time.
Next month, 14.
Correct.
Okay, Chad, veterans?
Oh, yes, sorry, I thought you were calling me. Yes, so good evening, everyone. So a couple of things we covered at our last meeting. The Bronx Historical Society had an update on their veterans initiatives. They did 4 veteran oral histories with 4 veterans, 2 which are men, 2 which are women, 2 from the Army, 2 from the Navy. They're looking to expand to get more stories of our folks who live in the neighborhood. Wednesday, July 24th, that's way in the summer, the VA's BIPOC Coalition, Black, Indigenous, and People of Color will host a Veterans Resource Fair. More information will come forth once we iron out the details. Jeffrey Hunter, most of you know and remember him. He was one of our board members. Idea came forth in creating a Jeffrey Hunter Award. We are ironing out some details, reaching out to some former chairs. Cole Hawkins said that he will come back and speak to some of what they did in the past to try to help us move forth. Community conversation, we discussed priorities to make recommendations for priorities for policy or perhaps legislation. One of them included a minimum percentage of occupancy for veterans who need housing in either new buildings or an existing building under conversion. We realized that there might be some ambiguity as to if there is a city or state mandate. We're going to be reaching out internally with our housing committee and other partners to see if something like that exists. 2 updates on events that we have. On May 4th, we're having our biannual flagging event at the Bronx Victory Memorial. The memorial is based on World War I veterans who lived or came from the community. We've been doing it for the past 2.5 years, and we invite everybody to come. We also have the Woodlawn Cemetery, where we have volunteers, members of the public. Every year we come out and flag the grave sites of our fallen veterans. It's a good opportunity to learn more about the Veteran Initiative, and it also helps out the Woodlawn Cemetery as they're inundated with taking care of the grave site. So that's going to be on May 20th from 10 to 12 p.m. We're getting into our 3rd year. The numbers keep growing. People enjoyed it last time, and we invite everyone else to come out. Any other questions, feel free to reach out to our board. Carla is excellent, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Jean, budget, personnel?
In February, we spoke about committee members who were not able to attend all of their meetings. So we reached out to them and we got responses from them. And these are responses. This was in violations of their attendance requirement. Board members Tasha Andrews and Helene Jake Wilson have committed to coming back and making meetings. Board members who did not reapply were Emmanuel Asamoah, Carlos Sosa, and Damari Barbosa. Board members who have resigned as of March 15, 2024, Mahabar Jewel and Yenny Medina are no longer going to be on the board. We will have on the next agenda a Bronx CB7 internal budget update and review of board members who did not reapply. Our next meeting date will be on June 26, 2024, and we enjoy the meeting at that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. For housing, I am chairing the housing all the way through June since we do not have a housing chair. Erica Sensio decided not to reapply to the board as well, effective March 31st. So I will be chairing housing, land use, and economic development until the end of June, and then we will assign a new chair come September. At our meeting, which was held on April 9th, we just had a brief conversation. There was no updates from any city agencies. We talked about a new shelter for families and children that's at 2501 Cedric Avenue. We were told we were gonna get more information as to that shelter come in our May 2024 general board meeting. Also, we spoke about, briefly about the squatter cases, squatters in our district. These are things that are happening that we're seeing more and more. So we had brief conversations about that. And we also had, conversation with West Bronx Housing, who informed us that there's a rise in apartment rent leasing scams for people in our district. So we kind of just touch on these little subjects. So we're going to make them more part of our agenda as we go forward. So we'll keep you posted with that. Our next meeting will be May 14th, and we encourage everyone to attend that as well. Okay, moving along, we're going to move on to our elected officials, and I'm going to do the roll call. Anyone here from Congressman Richie Torres' office? The mayor's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Alina Dow. I am the Bronx Borough Director for the Mayor's Community Affairs. Nice to see you all. Hello, board. So I did just want to share, today I have a lot of information. As you guys are aware, the budget for 2025 has been released. The mayor's excited. There was a lot of negotiations back and forth. So 2025, the mayor will be able to lock illegal smoke shops. So I just want to make sure, I know that there's been a lot of complaints about it, but the mayor had never had any control over doing it. There was a bill that was put up allowing and asking for the mayor to have control over it. So that was put in the budget. And in addition to that, the mayor has an additional 2-year extension for mayoral control for schools. I know it was a big thing that we've been advocating for, so he was given a 2-year extension. In addition to that, there's a couple of other things that I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of, and that is that the mayor with New York City Health and Hospitals, they're going to be opening 16 mental health clinics within New York City public schools to help our kids that are dealing with mental health issues. The mayor is also launching a pilot that will help to connect families of domestic violence to get them out of where they are into housing faster. A rapid program. It's going to be a pilot program with about 100 families right now, and then see how it works, and then be able to phase it out into something hopefully more permanent. The mayor and the Speaker Adams were also able to actually protect $500,000 of key educational programs funded that were there with the temporary stimulus money. So they're excited about that. The mayor has also been able to double down its efforts on stopping shooting and other homicides by being able to allocate 1,200 new officers. So hopefully we'll be able to, amazing community board will be able to advocate, and we can get some of those officers over to the 5-2. And I know we also border with the 4-8. And the mayor has also, this is the first time ever, there's going to be a nonprofit advisory council. And that's very important because we know that so many of our city agencies actually work in partnership with our nonprofits. And the mayor, in addition, when he first started, he found out that a lot of the nonprofits hadn't been paid. So he made sure the deputy mayor, she got involved. They paid millions of dollars back-to-back debt. So now they actually are starting an advisory council to also work with nonprofits and see how much more they can do to support nonprofits that are providing these services in our communities. And last but not least, the mayor also launches a workforce development clinic to unlock new job opportunities in the city. That's something that he's really big on. You know, we're moving forward with green jobs, but anything that we can do to help bring more jobs into the city, the mayor is really for it. And to do that, he's going to work with all the different companies, all the different agencies and municipalities to find out what jobs are available. So I will say just please continue to call 311 if you have any complaints. I will share my number. I'll leave my cards, but I'll give you my number, which is area code 914-446-8393. My email is A for Alina, that's DOWE, at cityhall.nyc.gov. I'm not leaving, I'm going to be here. If anyone has to speak with me, please feel free to contact me. If you do send a complaint, I also ask that you CC me. I get like over 300 emails a day, and I really do follow up, but if I'm not included in them, I can't help with them. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Moving on, New York City Public Advocate's Office. New York City Controller's Office. Our Bronx Borough President's Office. Kenny?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Happy to report that
Excuse me, can you move over a little
sorry.
more?
So I want to see everybody.
I want to see your smiling face.
So Thursday, April the 18th, the Bronx Borough President submitted her second State of the Borough address at Hayes High School. She spoke about Bronx Maternal Health Consortium, working for Black, Brown, all women's health. Women are dying of having, giving birth, and it's disproportionately high. The Bronx Borough President today had collaborated with the Department of Labor and HPD. We had a career fair at our office on April the 25th, this Thursday, April 25th, from 6 to 8. Planning Your Future information session. Learn about deeds, trusts, wills, power of attorney, health proxies, beneficiaries, pre-end of life planning, life insurance, Social Security organization, resources, and caregivers. On May the 19th, we're bringing back, the Borough President, with popular demand, is bringing back our Bronx Week Festival and Parade.
Yeah, where it belongs.
Community Board
Where it belongs.
So it's happening Sunday, May 19th at 10 a.m. And of course, Community Board 7 will be leading that. So we're back. And line and checkup will be at Mashalou Parkway and Hall Avenue. We're accepting donations until May the 9th for a prom, dresses, and suit drive. It's going to be dropping off at the Bronx Borough President's Office, Suite 206, 851 Grand Concourse. It must be clean or gently washed, no rips, no damages. It does not, we're not gender specific. Whoever wants to wear whatever they want to wear, they can wear. So we're collaborating with the LGBTQIA plus task force. Speaking of which, we'll be having we're bringing back LGBTQIA plus career fair. It's going to be Friday, May the 3rd at 2024, 11 to 3 at the YMCA La Central, 434 Westchester Avenue. On Wednesday, May the 8th, the LGBTQIA task force will be holding out mixer. All our allies are welcome. We're going to be meeting at Suyos on West 170th Street off of Jerome. And we're gonna that's part of our Bronx Week celebration. We're gonna be inaugurating our Safe Haven stickers and LGBTQI plus friendly businesses. So we're gonna ask the businesses that be LGBTQI plus friendly, but also we experienced a death, and that person was not LGBTQI plus per se. Junior Feliz, we lost a young man, and he went to seek refuge, and he was attacked and set upon by gang members and was assassinated. And the reason beyond this is that we have people who are gender non-binary. We have LGBTQIA, trans. We have a lot of groups together that we have a vulnerable population, and we want businesses that are able to promote LGBTQIA, not just promote and be allies, but if something happens, and it does not matter, you do not have to be part of the LGBTQIA plus, that safe haven sticker is there, and we can go and they can call the police, and we're working very hard on that on the task force. The fourth Thursday of the month, the fourth Wednesday of the month is the LGBT task force meeting in room 209. Please come and welcome. And I got one more thing. Sorry. And our we're asking anyone who's interested in fire safety, please contact our office. My number is 347-213-0375. Our office number for constituent services is 718-590-3500. And we're asking everyone also, those who applied for community board, those are coming back to us to apply again. Please call us, reach us out so we can schedule an appointment. So everyone who's a member is getting a Calendly appointment. Just press the bar on your phone, on the computer, make that appointment. We will be interviewing you. There's only 3 of us for 600 people, so we're asking you to be very patient. We're going to be doing this in May and in June, and and for those returning, it's probably like a 5-minute meeting and everything. And finally, I want to say just one thing. I'm going to take my Kenny, my VP hat off and put my Kenny. Is that we have a vibrant community here, and I love all of you. I want us to talk to each other and be civil to each other and be respectful to each other, and we can agree without being disagreeable, because every one of you count in this community. Every one of you that works and volunteers their time is important, and we have our issues, but let's be respectful about it. Let's work together about it. Let's work, and if you need me for anything, you need to mediate something, please give me a call. I love you all. Thank you. Please give me socks, everybody.
Your number again?
Oh, my 347-213-0375. Yes. Oh, yes, ma'am. That's going to be at the Borough President's at Borough Hall. So that's 851 Grand Concourse. You just have to give me a call and I'll put you on. Okay. So and then also our office, my cubicle is in 207. You guys are welcome to come. Bring that Bronx knock. And then 301 to see the Borough President's office, and 124 for constituent services. So it's so important. If we have a constituent services case, please call 718-590-3500 or come Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 at Borough Hall and at room 124.
Anthony, you had a question?
Any questions?
Anthony, you had a question? No? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
And thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Ms. DM, and welcome to our new member.
Thank you. Thank you, Kenny. Moving along, Bronx District Attorney's Office.
Woo!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. My name is Trevon Blondette, representing the Bronx DA's office. We have one announcement. We have the Child Safety Fair happening this Saturday at the Whitney Young Junior Campus, located at 1919 Prospect Avenue. This is the 7th annual fair. We're going to have 47 organizations showing up, tabling, providing information. We're going to have raffles, Yankee tickets, Bronx Zoo tickets, bike and helmet giveaways from 11 to 3 p.m. Saturday, the 27th April. We have a bunch of flyers in the back. I have one here, Spanish and English. If you need more information, you reach out to me. My number is 917-946-3438. Again, 917-946-3438. Again, my name is Trevon Blondette. If you need an email, I can talk to you on the side. Any questions for me? That's great. Thank you.
Moving down the line, we heard from Senator Gustavo Rivera, we heard from Senator Robert Jackson, so we're moving along. Assemblymember George Alvarez's office. How are you?
Hi everyone, my name
name is Taekwon Coleman. I'm George Alvarez's Chief of Staff. I started about 3 weeks ago, so it's been pretty interesting with the budget and everything. So I just want to, I'm not sure what was already covered, but I just want to say there has been $31 million allocated toward broadening mental health support in our state, paid leave for expectant mothers at the state level, $500 million earmarked for developing 15,000 new housing units on state-owned land, $347 million earmarked for gun violence prevention, and $35.9 billion for total school aid. We can be reached at 718-933-2204. My personal email is Coleman, Coleman, T as in Tom, L as in Larry, at nyassembly.gov. For constituent services, please reach out to our Deputy Chief of Staff, Ignacio, so ARACENAI at nyassembly.gov. Any questions?
Thank you. Welcome. Okay, moving along. Assembly Member Jeffrey Dinowitz's office.
Oh, wait, they did send an update. This is in regards to the Henry Hudson Bridge toll rebate program. I know someone brought up a question that it was not working for certain zip codes. So they clarified that it is working for all Bronx zip codes as long as you have a fully funded EZ pass and a vehicle registered in the Bronx.
So you got to be registered in vehicle. No Florida plates.
That's the clarification that they said.
No Florida plates.
Okay, moving along. Assembly Member John Zacaro's office.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ana Sacerdote, and I am from the Office of Assembly Member John Zacaro Jr. We've had a couple of events. We had Easter egg hunts, 2 of them, which were very successful. And then the other events were park cleanup at Casat. Yeah, yes. We cleaned up the park, and I want to thank the organizations that came out to help us out for those events. Legislative purpose.
Did the egg hunt?
Huh?
52nd precinct egg hunt.
She opened with that. Yes, yes. And the 49. So legislative update. The state budget was passed. We were able to work on the illegal cannabis enforcement. Came from the Assembly member's bill. New York now has the power to revoke or suspend tobacco, liquor, or lottery licenses to businesses that sell illegal cannabis. So that's an enforcement.
Turn them in.
This power will be included in the law. This new enforcement power enacted as part of the budget was first proposed in AA 9520, which was sponsored by the Assembly member. And this bill gained significant bipartisan support in the legislation and from the New York cannabis industry. So we will be having more events coming up. We have shredding events in the summertime. What else? I'm sorry. We have food giveaways. Stay tuned to our social media platforms if you want more information. Our number is 718-409-0109. My email is my last name, Sacerdote, SACERDOTE, @nyassembly.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along, Assembly Member Yudel Catapias' office.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Franklin Mateo, Community Liaison from the Office of Assembly Member Yudel Catapia. A few good news. The most important news that the budget has been finally passed, and the Assembly member has a lot of good aspects for the New Yorkers and the Bronx residents. Specifically, we passed a legislation to create a strong tenant protection and incentive to create affordable housing. In the package also we created educational funding by over $1 billion. Also, and passed a new law protecting retail workers. We have also a few exciting bills that the Assemblymember Tapia is sponsoring, including a lithium-ion battery bill that will create a program for people to trade in unsafe batteries. This bill passed the Assembly, and it will pass the Senate soon. We also have a few events coming up. We are having a small business breakfast next Thursday in the morning. More information in our website and our social media, and we are also working to have a Mother's Day event on May 26th. More information in our website as well. And finally, our office is working with different tenants associations across our district who have been experiencing landlord harassment. And if you hear or knew someone that has been experiencing those kind of issues, please refer to our office so they can further be assistance. Our office is located 2175 Jerome Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10452, first floor. Our contact number 718-933-6909. Let us all celebrate that the New York City finally passed the new budget for 2024-2025.
Councilmember Oswald Felice's office.
George, never
Hey,
absent.
everyone. So my name is George Cook from Councilmember Oswald Felicia's office. You could find us at 573 East Fulham Road. Entrance is on Hossman Street. Our number is 718-842-8100. Also, like I always say, if your landlord is not giving you heat or affecting stuff in your house, you can always call our office. First call 311 so we can notify HPD and an inspector can come to your house and find your landlord, and we can also scream at them too for you. Also, we also have immigration lawyer at our office every Tuesday by appointments only, and you can call this number 646-664-9400. They will call you or leave a message on your answer machine, and if they can help you, I'll resource you to somewhere else that they can help you. And if you need help with anything else like HRA or NYCHA problem, you can always call our office again at 718-842-8100. Thank you very much. Have a good night. We love you. I love you.
All right, George.
Okay, next, Councilmember Bedina Sanchez's office.
Woo! Adrian!
Hello everyone, good evening, good evening. So I first wanted to address something Serial brought up earlier about the city of Yes. So I do recommend that folks continue to join the hearings that they have, or you can reach out to the Department of City Planning if you have any specific questions pertaining to the city of Yes. I'm sure they would, be glad to answer any questions you have about that. And then as far as our office updates, so this Thursday, we will be having an oversight hearing following the building collapse that happened in December and other collapses that have happened across the city. If you have any questions or would like to testify for said hearing, reach out to us. The hearing will be again Thursday at 10:30 a.m. And additionally, the Kingsbridge Armory is currently in the selection phase. So the EDC is reviewing the applicants and will be releasing that information soon. That's all I can say regarding that. And then, as always, I do want to remind folks about resources within our office. So we have anything from housing support to immigration support to any sort of public benefit support. So reach out to us at our office. You can also email us at our District 14 main email. I have all of my information. I'll be here till the end. If you have any specific questions, you can let me know now, or I'll reach out to you at the end. Yes.
Quick question. Do you happen to know when the voting results for the participatory budget will be released?
I have to double check on that. I don't have the answer to this one.
Oh, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, so my name is Adrian Cacho. I'm the community manager for Councilmember Bedina Sanchez. Sorry, I meant to mention that earlier. And phone number is 347-590-2874. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Member Eric Dinowitz's office. Anyone here? Okay. And last but not least, I know I saw them there. I don't know if they're still here. Members from Bragg. They left. I just wanted to thank them because we appeared at rally at Fordham Road and Grand Concourse for the shooting of that child that was coming out on Easter Sunday with his mother. Carla and I were there, and we were in full support with Bragg in order to stop the violence in our neighborhood. So I just wanted to thank them for organizing that rally, and it was very, it was full with a lot of love. Like we want our violence to stop in our community, and by showing up, by raising our voices, by making ourselves heard, we make a little difference, little by little, if we do it together. Okay. With that being said, that closes out for all the elected officials. Moving along, the agenda.
Too early.
Okay, now I'm going to open up the floor for board members' questions, comments. Any questions to the board members? What, George? What?
I forgot to say one more thing.
Yeah.
We're actually having a Mother's Day event on
There you go.
May 31st.
Where? Botanical Gardens.
It's out.
Okay.
Botanical Gardens.
So we open it up to the board members. Chad?
I just want to congratulate Christina Roble for joining the best board in the Bronx.
Also, just letting you know, our wonderful Carla was honored by Councilmember Feliz this past month. Okay, moving along. Okay.
Yes. So speaking about the City of Yes for housing opportunity, my colleague Christiana has a couple of hard copies regarding the whole project. It has pictures, explanations. They also, the Department of City Planning has a website where you can go and view previous recordings of all the different sections of the amendments. So be informed. Department of City Planning is coming to our Housing Committee in May to present the amendments. And then they'll be able to take questions, and in June, they're coming back to give answers to those questions, and the vote will take place then. So as board members, I ask you, whenever we have a meeting that's of this magnitude, I usually record the meetings, and then I send them to you. So the link is usually embedded within the calendar invite. So please take the time to review any meeting recordings that I send to you. That will help you make an informed decision when the time to vote comes.
Thank you. Also, on the last page 42 of the packet, it's CB7's calendar of all our committee meetings. So if you are interested in attending any of the meetings, these are when they're happening. We encourage everyone to attend any meeting that they like. You're not just bounded by the ones that you are assigned to, my board members. To the public, you're more than welcome to attend any of these meetings. We welcome you. At the end of mostly every committee meeting, we take in questions. We try to be resourceful to you as best as we possibly can. So the calendar is at page 42. Keep it in mind, put it in your calendars, however you want. And Carla also sends out tons of email to staff, sends Stephen, Christiana now. We send plenty of emails with all the information and updates, and they do have links. Just click on the link if you want to know more about it. And if you're not sure, email Carla, email Stephen, Christiana, myself. We're all linked into these emails. So if you have any questions, we're more than welcome. We're more than here to help you in any which way, shape, or form. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to close board business. Our next meeting will be May 28th at 6:30 p.m. and this will be at Monroe College at 2501 Jerome. To all the mothers in this room, have a happy, safe, and fun Mother's Day.
Yay!
Can I get a motion to close?
Close.